Welcome everyone, and today we're exploring the charming village of Kiti, located just outside the coastal city of Larnaca in Cyprus. Kiti is one of those places that feels quiet and authentic, where everyday village life continues much as it has for generations. Unlike the busy tourist areas nearby, this village has a relaxed rhythm, small cafes, traditional homes, and a strong sense of community. As we begin our walk, you'll notice something immediately: the calm atmosphere, narrow streets, stone houses, and the gentle sounds of village life create a peaceful environment that feels very different from the busy seaside promenades. And of course, Kiti is famous for one of the most important historic churches in Cyprus, the incredible Angeloktisti Church. Walking through the center of the village, you can see how Kiti blends history with everyday life. Small shops sit beside traditional houses. Locals greet each other in the street. And cafes provide places where people gather for coffee and conversation. Cypriot village life revolves around community. Many people here know each other, and families have lived in this area for generations. The architecture reflects that history. Look closely at the houses as we pass. Some are modern, but others are built from the warm-colored stone typical of the region. These homes were designed to stay cool during the hot Mediterranean summers, often with thick walls and shaded courtyards. Leaving the church behind, we continue deeper into the village streets. This part of Kiti feels almost timeless. Narrow lanes wind between homes, small gardens, and traditional courtyards. You might notice elderly residents sitting outside their homes, enjoying the shade and watching village life pass by. It's a reminder that in places like Kiti, life moves at a slower pace. There's time for conversation, time for coffee, and time to enjoy the simple pleasures of everyday living. As we continue walking, you'll notice small details that tell the story of village life. A bicycle leaning against a wall, laundry drying in the sun, cats wandering quietly through the streets. These everyday scenes create the authentic atmosphere that makes Cypriot villages so special. Many families here still maintain strong traditions, cooking homemade meals, celebrating religious festivals, and gathering with friends and neighbors. Now we reach a small cluster of cafes and shops. In Cyprus, cafes are not just places to drink coffee. They are social spaces. People gather to talk, play backgammon, discuss local news, and relax. If you sit down at a cafe in a village like Kiti, chances are you'll soon find yourself in conversation with friendly locals. Cypriot hospitality is famous. Visitors are often welcomed warmly and treated like old friends. Continuing our walk, the streets become quieter as we move toward the edge of the village. From here, you can see the surrounding countryside. Fields stretch toward the horizon, and the Mediterranean landscape gives the village its peaceful, rural character. Despite its calm setting, Kiti is actually very close to the airport and the coast. That combination of village life and nearby modern convenience makes it a popular place for both locals and visitors. Kiti itself has a long history. Archaeological discoveries suggest the area has been inhabited for many centuries. Its location near the coast made it part of the wider cultural landscape of ancient Cyprus. Over time, the island saw influences from many civilizations, including the Greeks, Romans, Byzantines, Venetians, and Ottomans. Each of these periods left traces in the architecture, traditions, and culture of villages like Kiti. As we make our way back toward the center of the village, the peaceful rhythm of daily life continues around us. Children play in the streets. People stop to chat. And the warm Mediterranean sunlights the stone buildings in beautiful golden tones. Walking through places like Kiti reminds us that travel is not always about famous landmarks. Sometimes the most memorable experiences come from simply exploring everyday places. And that brings us to the end of our walking tour of the beautiful village of Kiti here in Cyprus. From the historic beauty of Angeloktisti Church to the quiet charm of its streets, this village offers a glimpse into authentic Cypriot life. It's a place where history, tradition, and community come together in a peaceful and welcoming setting. If you ever visit the Larnaca area, Kiti is definitely worth exploring. Thanks for walking with me today, and I hope you enjoyed discovering this charming Cypriot village.